Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are going to basically be doing a whole brand overview on Huda Beauty, kind of going over the best and worst products that I've tried from the line and that I have in my collection. I know she has a really wide range of products. She comes out with pretty much anything and everything for makeup wise, and she's been doing skincare now as well as perfumes. I don't have any of the skincare, but I do have a lot of her makeup, not everything, but a decent amount. So I thought this would be fun today because I saw that she's actually doing a 25% off sale on her site. I'm not sure exactly till when, but I saw that it started today when I was looking over some deals coming up, and I was like, oh, this will be a really fun video if it was a sale that you guys were interested in, since 25% off is a pretty good discount. And Huda is, I would say, one of my favorite makeup brands. I end up buying a lot of products from her. I think she always has really pretty fun packaging. She always has really great color stories, and I just think she does overall a really good job on the brand. So I buy a lot from the brand. So I want to share with you the best and worst. I have some of my top favorite products. I want to talk about some products that are just like in the middle, just okay. And then I only have a couple fails really because I'm pretty selective with what I buy from certain brands, and most stuff has worked out for me, surprisingly. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is some complexion stuff. So let me start off with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. So she just came out with this version this year. Originally it was just called the Faux Filter, and that one was so hit or miss with people. I feel like that one worked better for oily skin, and a lot of the complaints I think is that it was like too heavy on the skin. It kind of showed pores, and a big one is it was super heavily scented, but she got rid of the scent, which is nice for this new one, and then she called it a luminous matte. I do think this one has maybe a touch more luminosity to it than the original, but I definitely think it is still more geared towards oily skin, and this is definitely full coverage. So I always go for this when I want that flawless base. I still feel like it can feel a little heavy at times, but if you guys want that full coverage, this works really well for that. I haven't been reaching for it a ton since I bought it because I have been liking a little bit more, I would say, medium buildable coverage, more lightweight foundation. So it's not always my number one go-to, but I still like to have it in my collection because it does give you that really flawless, like I would call it like an Instagram filtered look. It really does look like you're wearing a filter, and I like that they did take the fragrance out of this one. So overall, I do think this one is a decent foundation. And I have the shade 230N. That is what I have on today to give me this flawless look. Next up, I do have their powder. This is actually the new mini size that came out. I actually don't have the original full size. So I wanted to try this out because I've been hearing good things about it for oily skin. So I was like, let me go ahead and purchase it in the new mini size because I love minis because I have a lot of makeup and sometimes it's hard for me to use everything up in time. This is the Baby Bake. The original one I think is Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in Pound Cake. So this is the newer small size, and it has different packaging, and I think I like the powder, but I definitely don't like the packaging of this. It's not very good. I'll just tell you why. So basically they're trying to make it easy for you. You lift this little lid up and you twist it, and then you have like your little baking sponge, and then so you're gonna like bake under your eyes. You can bake here, and I will say it works nice for baking, but if you're wanting to use this like packaging just for all over setting the face like I typically would, it doesn't really work for that at all because it's just a huge mess. I wanted to set the whole face, and I should have just got the full size, but I really wanted the small size just for less product to try it out, see if it's something I would like. I may end up picking up the full size, but I really wish that she would do with this powder as she did with her foundation, where she would get rid of the fragrance because it is so overpowering. But it's such a good powder for oily skin. It's super mattifying. It makes you look super blurred, flawless. So I like it for that aspect, but I don't know. I have a feeling maybe she will redo it and get rid of the scent, so I'm kind of like waiting for that moment. So for now, I just have the small size, but like I said, I would not recommend buying this for the packaging. It's just not the most easiest to use, so I would just rather you go for the full size. But if you are sensitive to scents, you will not like this, but it is a really great setting powder for oily skin. Definitely keeps the oils away for a long time. I also wanted to mention the Balm Brows brow pencil. I have been really liking this one. I do have this on today. I have the shade, let's see, number 2, Neutral Blonde. And what I really like about this is because this is literally the skinniest tip applicator on a brow pencil that I've ever seen. So it is super precise when doing your brows, but with that, it has some drawbacks where it can like snap off really easily. So I feel like I'm going through this really fast because I have had a couple times where the edge just completely snapped off. So you have to have a super light hand with this one. So it is kind of annoying in that way, but it is so nice to really fill in those sparse hairs and just like create your own brow. It makes the brows look so good. So unfortunately, it's a great product, but it does have some drawbacks again with how it is executed. And I think that's with any pencil that tries to be this skinny. I think that's going to happen no matter what. So if you do buy this, just, you know, try to only have a tiny bit up at once, so if it does snap, you're not losing a lot of product. But I feel like I will go through this so fast. But it is a nice brow pencil, I will say. But definitely keep that in mind about this one. And then the next product, this one is one of my like holy grails from them. This is the Legit Lashes mascara. I have this on right now. Definitely one of my top mascaras that I've ever tried. I love this one because it's kind of like a 2-in-1. So it has here the different sides. So there's going to be a volume side. So I like to go in with this one first to really build them up. This is the brush in it, so it has that thicker brush. And then it has another side, which is the curl and lengthen. So I go with that second because it has a more skinny tip, very precise. It has a little curve to it. It really makes the lashes look incredible. I also love this one for my lower lash lines. I always struggle because I feel like I never like my lashes as much as when I have falsies on, but this one I definitely feel confident in. I feel like I can wear a dramatic eye and still just do mascara with it and it still looks good. So definitely one of my top faves. I would totally recommend this one if you guys want to try it. Plus, like I said, it's kind of like a 2-in-1, so I feel like you really get a good bang for your buck with this one. And then one more kind of complexion product I want to talk about is their highlighter palettes. Now these are the older ones. I feel like they might eventually phase these out because I have noticed these a lot on sale. They just came out with a new one, so I kind of want to pick one of those up during the sale. I don't know. I can't decide because at the same time, I'm kind of over highlighter palettes in general. I feel like the shades, they can be different, but I don't feel like they're like different enough. And usually I'll end up wearing only like 1 or 2 highlighters in the palette. So I think the new one looks fun. Like I really want to try it out because it's new and exciting, but I have to like tell myself I probably don't need it. But I do want to talk about the summer highlighter palette from them. This is just one I got in an Ipsy bag. I would probably say not to buy this one, like full price. Even the 25% off might be a little bit much because I feel like I can find these for very cheap. I think Ipsy has them sometimes in like add-ons for like $15 or something like that if you want to get a good deal on it. But this one is definitely a crazy colored one. I did put this on today. I did mix the Malibu and the Copacabana, these two, for a more neutral highlighter, and it is gorgeous. Like I will tell you, it's a nice highlight, but am I ever going to use this bright purple? Probably not, and I'm probably not going to use this green shift one. I'm over these like colorful highlighters. That's like so 3 or 4 years ago when that was popular. But I don't know, I think it's okay, but I would definitely wait for a better deal on this one because I feel like you can definitely get a better deal on this either with Ipsy or BoxyCharm. It's featured a lot in there, and I do feel like they are kind of phasing these out and bringing in the new highlight palettes. But if you guys bought the new one, you guys will have to let me know what you think of it. Let's move on to the eyeshadow palettes. The eye palettes are definitely something I buy a lot of from the brand. Definitely one of my favorite things from Huda. And I have a couple like top favorites. Let me talk about them. You guys, this is the one I have on now, the Naughty palette. I think this one is so good from her. I did kind of a more like sultry matte look, which you can definitely get like some sexy looks from this palette. It is very glam, evening glam. I got so much controversy because of this like gloss shade, which I usually don't really use that one. I just pretend it's not even in the palette, but I still love it for all the other shades I get in here. Some gorgeous mattes. The metallics can be a bit messy. I usually use my finger with them to get the ultra mega payoff from them. They also have some fun marbled shadows. The shade Hard I used on my lid and it was gorgeous, but this is definitely one of my favorite palettes from Huda. It's actually one of the top palettes in my entire makeup collection. My next favorite has to be the Mercury Retrograde. I know this one was on a pretty good deal on Sephora. I'm not sure if they still have it, so you guys might have got this at a great deal. They had it for like the VIB sale. It was discounted and then you got an additional discount on top of it. But I love this one for a fun, colorful palette, especially in spring and summer. The packaging is absolute goals. And then this is the shades. It is stunning. I had this in my top favorite palettes for spring because of the pastel looks that it has, but it is stunning. I love this one, and this will probably be in my collection for a very long time. One of my favorite colorful eyeshadow palettes ever. Amazing quality. Now, I did want to talk about just like two like fail palettes for me. So you guys know I always talk about this one, but I really did not like this collection. I did a whole review on it. I only kept this one, but I had all three of these Haze palettes. I decluttered the purple and the sand haze, I don't know, pink sand haze or something like that. The purple was definitely the worst, but the khaki, I love the color scheme of this one, but the performance is not great. It is definitely some patchy shades in here, kind of drier formula on the mattes. The shimmers are nice, but this palette overall is just not, it's not great for me. I have to have a great palette since I do have so many in my collection, and this one did fall short. So I wasn't a fan of the Haze collection. I don't think they were that great, as well as this one, which is the gold palette. Now this was an exclusive on Beauty Bay, I think, and I picked it up. So this really isn't available anymore, but this one was also kind of a fail for me. I thought the color scheme looked gorgeous, but two of the gold shades in here are just like a topper. Like you hardly get any payoff from them. Like here is one of the colors. You can really barely see that. It's so light compared to her usual metallic formula. And then there's this topper, which basically looks the same. It's so like, ugh, it's just like a glitter mess. Like that didn't even hardly swatch. So for that, there's two fail shades in here. I did not care for that. The rest of them are gorgeous. Like this gold is stunning. The mattes in here are really nice, but I want all my shades to work, especially in these mini palettes, to make it worth it. And that one just, it was a fail for me. It had some great potential, but it did let me down. I was a little bit nervous to buy any more of those small palettes just because I'm not a huge fan of their quality compared to the bigger palettes. I feel like those are always better. But then she did release these guys. These are the newer brown obsessions that she came out with, and so far I have been pleased with these. I think these are really nice. This is the Toffee brown, so it kind of has some similar shades to the gold, but overall I think this one is just a nice everyday palette. So I've been wearing this one a lot. I think the quality is really nice on these. So these definitely got my hopes up again about the mini obsessions, and I love this brown one. The chocolate brown is beautiful. This is like my everyday kind of go-to shades. These are pretty basic color schemes though, so you may already have these in your collection, but if you're wanting just something really easy every day, I love these. Plus with this chocolate one, it has some similar shades to the Naughty palette. So that's kind of my thoughts on the eyeshadow palettes. Let me move on to lip products. So my top favorite lip products from the brand, I have to say, I really like her matte lipsticks. So I have 3 of them here. I'm wearing one today. My go-to favorite shade is called Anniversary. I think this is such a nice neutral. I've used so much of this already, you guys can see. I have this one on right now, and it just goes with pretty much any eye look. I think she has a really nice formula on these. They're a matte, but they're not dry at all. So that one is Anniversary. It's so creamy and pigmented. I also have these, but these ones are a little bit more on the pink side. She has a lot of deeper shades in this line, not a lot of like lighter nudes. So this one is a little bit more pink than I was thinking, but it's called Girls Trip right there. And then I also bought this one called Prom Night just because I really liked the name, which is also a little more on the pinky side, but I think more neutral than Girls Trip. So Anniversary and Prom Night are probably my favorites from that line. Really enjoyed those. And then I would say my second favorite lip product from them is the new creamy ones that she came out with. So she came out with more of these like glossy looking ones rather than the matte, and I love this color called Buttercup. So I'll swatch Buttercup here. It's so pretty. These ones just have a little bit more shine to them. I definitely feel like with these, they're not as opaque as the matte, so I do like to wear a lip liner with these, but I might have to get more from this collection. I really enjoy them. I also really like this lip liner. This is newer. It's the Lip Contour 2.0 in Honey Beige. I really like the creaminess of these. I feel like they are long lasting and they are a roll up pencil, which I also enjoy because I hate having to find my sharpener and sharpen everything. But this one's in Honey Beige and it is the perfect everyday lip liner. So there it is here. A great formula. Really enjoy this. Would definitely recommend the shade Honey Beige. And then some other products that are just like okay, or I'm not really a fan of anymore. We have these demi-matte formulas. I really don't like these. So it's like, I don't understand the demi-matte things. It's like, are you supposed to be a gloss or are you supposed to be a liquid lipstick? It doesn't make sense. You have to be one or the other. And I just don't really care for these. I didn't like the colors they picked out for them at all. This one is in Shiro. I think I got this in a subscription box, but yeah, for me, these were just a fail. I would rather just have the lipsticks, but it's like, that's why I never understand. Like, that looks like a gloss to me. So it's like, the whole demi-matte thing was just over my head. It's a little more pink than I would like, so I wasn't a huge fan of those. Let's talk about the liquid lipsticks that she has. I kind of leaned away from this formula. It used to be one of my favorites, but I do think they are a bit drying if you're looking for something maybe under masks and stuff, but I don't know if I really don't wear a lip product at all when I have my mask on, so I just think these are a little bit too drying for my taste. I don't wear these as much at all, but I did used to like them. It is their liquid matte lipsticks, and they have like this, it smells like a fruity alcoholic beverage. Like I can smell the alcohol in them, but it smells good. This one, for instance, is in Venus. They're definitely going to dry down and be like budge proof, but they are on the drier side. So I wanted to mention I just haven't been loving these as much anymore because they're not very comfortable on the lips. I think there's better liquid lipsticks out there. And then this one is another just like WTF product. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I just think it's weird. I got it in a mystery box from her, but it is a sparkly lip balm. And it's pretty, like the packaging and everything, but I just don't really see a point in this. I feel like it literally just like puts some glitter on, but the glitter is only on the outside, so when you actually put this on, you're really not getting any glitter. You're really getting like nothing. Like this does nothing unless you're going to use the glittery side, but that's gonna wipe away. So I don't see the point unless you're using this for decoration. I don't think it's that moisturizing as a lip balm, so for that, that's definitely a failed product. But that is kind of everything I wanted to talk about from Huda Beauty, some of my like all-time favorites, and then a couple products that were just like okay, or I didn't really care for. But overall, I do like a lot of her stuff from the brand. I know there's a couple things I still don't have. I almost forgot. I wanted to mention her perfume as well. This one is the Kaoli Vanilla. This one's definitely my favorite that she has. But I have since found a dupe, so I wanted to let you guys know that. I don't think you really need to buy this because these are expensive. I think they're like $75 to $90 or something like that for the vanilla, but you can buy this one at Target. It's literally the same thing. It's the vanilla bourbon. They usually have this one sold out in stores, so it's definitely one you have to order online, but I sprayed one on each wrist and it's literally the same. The Huda Beauty might have just a tiny bit more lasting power, but this is literally identical. So I don't think you would need to buy that even with the discount. I think you should just get the dupe instead if it is something you're wanting. If you like vanilla scents, it is really beautiful. It is a like evening sexy vanilla. Really gorgeous, very warm, cozy. Definitely could see me wearing this on a date night or like in fall and winter because it has that warmth to it. But yeah, definitely recommend the vanilla bourbon from Mix Bar. I forgot to mention the brand is Mix Bar. But that is gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll have everything linked down below and the link to Huda's site if you want to shop the 25% off sale. Let me know if there's anything I don't have in my collection from her that you guys really love, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.